William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour, the perfect gentleman's playground.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it was pinking a bit yesterday, so I thought I'd have a little bit of a fettle.
Good, let's go.
Well, I've got to put this back in.
Well, how long's that going to take?
Not long, but that lot will take a bit longer.
A glorious day in Derbyshire as the 2014 Trilby Tour arrives at Breadsall Priory, one of the trickiest and most intriguing venues this year. The sun is shining, the players are keen, and there are just 18 holes in a playoff before we discover who will be the regional champion today. Coming up on the show, we see how the Trilby Tourians dealt with the ups and downs and highs and lows of the course at the Priory. There's a moodily lit and dramatic four-man freehold playoff to find the champion of Derbyshire. And then we'll catch up with the rogues in our Bad Golf Gallery. We've got William Hunt interviewing on the first tee, but before that, here's your commentator, Rob Lee.
Thanks, Mac. Welcome to Breadsall Priory. We're here for the first time on the Trilby Tour. Two golf courses here, the Priory and the Moorland. We're on the Priory, just over 6,000 yards. Brilliant, quirky and undulating. Here's William with a Trilby Tour regular on the first tee.
Ian, it's the 5th time this season.
It is. Is
this the day, last chance saloon?
Last chance saloon, yeah. Let's hope it comes together.
Now you've got some momentum going. You've not done so bad.
No, I've been kind of mid-table, shall we say.
Yeah.
But, I need a day out today.
You picked a tricky course for last chance saloon.
Yeah. Played it yesterday. As always this year, these courses are in fantastic condition.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the fairways are this wide.
Yeah.
The greens are about this big.
And there's no first cut, so you miss the fairway and you're in.
So what have you learned this year? So, I mean, you've put a lot into it this year. What have you learned?
That experience means nothing when you've got no talent, as you said to me a couple of weeks ago.
Never a truer word spoken by William Hunt. Thomason at the first then. There's only 2 par 5s in this golf course, one on the front nine, one on the back nine. And crucially, the 18th, which we'll feature later on, is a par 5. That's pretty good down the left wing. And now Williams with a cocky James Longland.
James, last time we saw you were in disgrace, really. You were a disgrace to your family and friends with the score you put in.
Yeah. Well, it could have been worse. I could have been wearing your shirt.
Oh, that's nice.
But generally, yeah, I was a disgrace. I was
you
awful.
were.
But you know what? On the day, everybody's out there. Everybody's equal. You get one chance, and you have to take your chance in the Trilby Tour.
You've got a bit of a secret you've been keeping.
Well, I don't know whether it's a secret, but yeah, a year ago I was the first person ever in the Southern Hemisphere to have scored 2 holes in one on par 4s, both in a single championship competition.
Do you expect me to be impressed?
Well, 104 million to 1. No.
Win this, I'll be impressed.
Top man.
I'm impressed with that. 2 holes in one at par 4s. That's unbelievable. So this at 319 is a hole-in-one opportunity. It's got firing through there. It's in the open spaces. It's all right. Well, Trilby Tour today is full of a lot of confident people. Here's another one. David Haylett, 9 handicapper.
David, second time out.
Yep.
What's going to be different?
I'm going to win.
Okay, there's big words.
Yeah, big words for a big boy.
Yeah?
I think I'm probably going to get a hole in one today as well, hopefully. Win the big prize, take it home, and then have to come over from Spain on holiday to the grand final.
There you have it. David, hole in one, going to win for the grand final, back from Spain.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Great stuff. Let's see if the swing's up to it. Soft line. Where's this going to finish up? Well, it's come right through that tree, which isn't too bad. Well, William's surrounded by players with lots of confidence and champions from last year. Here's another.
Ben, reigning champion of Nottinghamshire.
Yeah.
Got a fancy it today?
Yeah, I think the conditions will suit me. You know, the small greens, the fairways are running apparently. So yeah, no, I'm
you're a very neat player, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I like to think I am. Yeah.
No, you had a really tough game last year. Really coming up against David Keywood, who's a super player.
That's it. Yeah, he is.
You saw him off.
Yeah, no, it was one of them days where it just clicked last year, so I really enjoyed it.
What words of advice have you got for anyone today?
I think if you see me coming, just stay out of my way.
You want this, don't you?
I do. I really want it. Yeah. I want back to back.
Well, Ben, who plays off 3, so not much margin for error.
Oh, good hit, Ben.
The crowd like it. It's a popular spot down there for the bigger hitters. Let's get to the second hole. Join Bernard Mullins, who's an 8 handicapper. 174 yards this par 3. And just stay there. That's all right. It's on the fringe of things. James Longland at the third, over 400 yards this par 4. And trying to use the contours of the up and down dale nature of this golf course at Breadsall to his advantage, and hasn't he played that shot unbelievably well. That is a corker. Very pleased with himself, and he should be. It's nice when it all comes together. The birdie putt for Mullins. He's going to be shy. That's not going to make the journey. Pressure with the second putt for Bernard. James Longland's third at the third. And a 3 handicapper. In the end, did not qualify. 20 points for James. Not nearly good enough for a Trilby tour. Rosenbrook coming to the turn. Only 12 points to here. Players struggling. With a bit of breeze and a lot of changes in elevation. This is quite a test today. Into the back 9. And David Haylett, we saw at the first, off of 9. And he will be putting for a birdie. That's very good indeed. Not a long par 4, but he's on board in the right amount of shots, so that's encouraging. Thomason coming towards the end of his round. 4 from home. And his caddy said keep it under the wind. He did. Just not quite enough of that golf ball, I think, on the groove part of the face. Give him a chance. Rosenbrook, par putt for 14 points halfway round. That misses, that slid by. DNQ for Ben Rosenbrook. Came here with so much confidence and high hopes. Squashed by the Breadsall Priory. 21 points for George Kay. And that from the back fringe. With the flag out was a confident effort. 30 points for Bernard Mullins down the last. Not pleased at all with a wedge in his hand. Let's not end up in the best spot. Thomason's third at 15. Much more airtime with this one. High and mighty with a bit of grip. It's a terrific approach. Terrible second, brilliant third. David Haylett's birdie attempt at the 11th, only 11 points to this point, and he makes it, but not too many more. 23 points in the end, DNQ for David. Now Mullins finished short in 3, and that one up to the top deck and back down, so that's his 4th shot played. Remember, 30 points to here as it continues to creep further back down the green, and off it goes. It's not going to stay on. That's how slopey that green is. Enjoy the next. Thomason from the back fringe. That ball just kept trickling off. Didn't quite read that correctly. So it'll be a shotgun. George Kay, 30 points in the end, so clubhouse leader on a low scoring day. You never know. So back to Bernard Mullins and his story at 18 for the par up the hill. And that's not even close to being hard enough. And he's got to watch as it trickles and trickles and trickles, adding to the pain every inch, getting worse. Keep coming, honey bunch. Here you come, back to daddy. That's the way. Couldn't do that if you stood there with 1,000 balls. He's on the green. Thomason's 5th at 15. Oh, and it's a horseshoe, and in the end, 26 points DNQ for the 5th time out of 5 times this year. But what a trooper. Back to 18 and the story of Bernard Mullins, his 6th. Now I'm really going to hit this hard. Make sure I get it up the top. Whatever I do, I'll hit it hard enough to get it up the top, and I haven't. And it's going from the top with more velocity down the hill. 30 points leading in the clubhouse. What could have been? Well, Williams on the first tee with a very different guest. He's got the oldest player ever to appear on the Trilby Tour with him.
Albert, I'm told you're a hole-in-one specialist.
Yes, I have been, yeah.
Okay, how many you got?
18.
18 hole-in-ones?
Yeah.
All on the same day?
About 2 or 3 different holes.
Okay, so you've had 18 hole-in-ones in a career, a golfing career lasting how long?
Some 45 years.
45 years.
Still playing.
How old are you now?
92.
You're in good shape, man.
Yeah, I know.
Huh? So you're 92 years old, you've been playing 40 years, so you took it up at what, 41 years of age?
45 when
You took
I
the game
first
at
started.
45 and regretted it ever since?
Yeah.
Albert, enjoy the day.
Thank you.
Well, here's the sensational 92-year-old Albert Egley and his attempt at the first. Yeah! And we might have had a little bit of poetic license with this one. But what a performer, what a star. Great moment. Fantastic. After the break, we'll get stuck into the golf here at the Breadsall Priory.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back to the beautiful Breadsall Priory. Well, it was established as an Augustine Priory in 1266. The building dates back to 1536. And, of course, it was home in the end to Charles Darwin's grandfather, Erasmus Darwin. You've got to be someone with a first name like Erasmus. To the second, par 3, and Riley, who's got 1 point after the first. Adam Riley from Birmingham, first Trilby Tour event. And just hang on there. That's pretty good. Edge of the green. Slinging right to left putt coming up for him. Coming towards the end of his front nine is Joshua Emerton. His third at 8. Spin. And that's well done. That might just hang on. You can see from some of these shots that are coming in and sliding off the greens how slopey they are. This is another ball below feet approach for Marks. AD Marks, who's a 12 handicapper and has just hit a fantastic shot. Second Trilby Tour event, back for more. Riley's approach just trickled off the green, so this for a 2 at the par 3 second. Keep going, keep going. Joshua Emerton plays at Harpenden Common Golf Club. Oh, and that just shaved the left edge. Ken Brown, he was from Harpenden, still lives there. Doesn't appear in the Doomsday book, Harpenden. That really did trouble Ken. Riley's par attempt at 2 is a good one. So secures his 3. Quickly to the 8th. 12 points so far. And more points to be added. 30 in the end. Joint clubhouse leader. Nobody better than 30 at this stage. 80 marks for the bogey. Very well holed. Clenched fist. 31. Top job. He's the top man. Down the left-hand side of the 8th is Jeremy Jez in brackets Perry. And just lifting that one over the corner by the edge of the bunker. Again, the slope taking it away. Very difficult spot that. Try and get up and down in 2 for Jez. Riley's reached the 3rd. Top of the hill. This the 2nd. And trying to bounce it on. It's not a bad plan. It might come round. It might. It's trying. Come on. Yes, that's how I saw it. That'll do. Take it. Just pulled it a wee bit, maybe. Perry's 6th now at the 8th. Up the hill. Very quick down the hill. Very slow up the hill. That's the contrast here. Riley from here. This is quick. Sit. That's well judged. 32 points, Adam Riley off of 7. New leader. Will it be good enough? He'll have the long wait. Well, all the players absolutely love the Breadsall Priory, so we asked the Director of Golf, Steve Turner, to tell us a little bit more about the place.
Yeah, so Breadsall Priory, Breadsall's the oldest Marriott hotel in the world. Great building, dating way back into, actually formerly owned by Charles Darwin and that sort of family. Hotel's obviously been added to it. We've got 2 fantastic golf courses. We've got the Priory course, which the Trilby Tour is on today. Parkland course, not the longest of golf courses, but very tricky. The Moorland course as well, which is side by side. Completely different test of golf, but to an equal standard, that makes Breadsall a little bit more unique. We only have to look at the setting today, around the putting green, around the first tee, the whole camaraderie, the whole atmosphere, the buzz, the excitement of a tournament feel. I mean, everybody wants to win. It's great to have at a golf club.
Well, the players have really enjoyed themselves here because the facilities are top hole. This is Nick Thomas, 11 handicapper. And it's just coming up shy of the target. Not bad though. Alan Seddon from Oakmere Park Golf Club in Nottinghamshire. And the less Seddon about that, the better. Jez at the 16th, 29 points. He's a player if he can do something here. And that's a bit firm. Back you come. Come on. Oh, 1 more inch. It's always 1 more inch. Thomas at the front of the 2nd. Steady, steady, steady. Pace was good, but still 7-8 feet away. Thomas. Alan Seddon putting up the hill. Very difficult position. So hard to hit it high enough on these slopes. Par attempt for Perry was a pretty good one. We'll go back to the second, the par 3. Not to be for Thomas. Come on now, knock it in. Knock it in for a par 4. Right to left, needed hitting. So slow up the slopes. Perry for the bogey at 29 points through 16. 32 in the end. Joint clubhouse lead for Jeremy Perry. It's a good effort. Scoring has not been really hot here because of the slopes and the test. Steve Shepherd playing some good stuff. Mrs. Shepherd looking after the golf clubs. Not sure if that works really. Misses on the bag. It's always very difficult. You're trying hard and she's trying to encourage you and you're annoying each other. They're going well. Going very well. Alan Seddon, 29 points. They could do with this getting up the top of the hill, and that's the best shot we've seen. That's a beauty from down there. You can just pop that one in. Back to the third hole, and Nick Thomas, the 11 handicapper from Neath Golf Club, beneath that tree, and that will turn in towards the target. Short game skills from Shepherd. Well, that's just a little heavy-handed. Oh, I think she's just told him off there. She's definitely told him off. Tried to soften it at the end, I noticed. And that's a tremendous up and down from Alan Seddon, clubhouse leader, on 32 points, alongside others. Par putt for Shepherd at 8. And that's tremendous. Well holed. Par 4 third. Get in. Oh yeah, take that. Through the tree, off the bank, on the green, in 32 points. A very popular score for the higher achievers. Well, the Breadsall Priory was once home to Charles Darwin's granddad, and in the grounds you can find this pet cemetery. So we can prove that Charles Darwin's dead granddad's dog's dead. However, here's a man who flies in the face of the theory of evolution, William Hunt.
I think on the first approach to Breadsall Priory, you can't help but being impressed. I mean, you know, I love a bit of old architecture, and this dates back to, I think, the 12th century, this place. The architecture of the place is magnificent. The gardens are just, I don't think they are capability brown, but they do smack very much of it. It says quality, quality everywhere. We're here to stay, we've been here a long time, and we're not going away. The course kind of matches perfectly with the buildings and the way the hotel is. It's cute, but it's got style, and it's got strength, and this course is going to bite you. Those fairways are not wide, they're not generous. The greens, they're small, undulating, and vicious, and fast. They're faster than these guys are used to, but the greenkeeper's done a magnificent job of getting this course to what is tournament standard of any tournament you want to talk about at any level.
I'll tell you, someone who's the missing link in the evolution theory. Speaks very well, William Hunt. Anyway, Craig Blackford. Settle down. So many shots have done this. Just through to the back edge. It makes his next shot easier, though, that's for sure. He qualified for this through a pre-championship qualifier to get in, so he's playing well. He knows that. To the 18th, the third for Shepherd. And what's Steve done? Has he got it up the back? Well, he has. Is it going to come back down? It has done. Now it needs to sit. And that's exactly how you've got to play it. So he will have a birdie opportunity. Blackford, his third at the 8th. Come on, Craig. Turn. Ooh. Brilliant shot. Birdie putt for Steve Shepherd. And off a 9 handicapper, this one turning in, and he holds it. So he is the new clubhouse leader with 33 points. What a putt at the last hole. Things looking good for Steve Shepherd. And Blackford in the end finished here. This is a par putt, unfortunately. Or is it? Fortunately, slam dunk. Flag helping him, 34 points. The best points total of the whole day, and that's 2 over par net. So all those players that were waiting on 32 points, well, their fate is now straightforward. It's 2 from 4. It's the shootout. Nearest the pin from 100 yards between Thomas, Perry, Seddon and Riley. And the rules are, if you're on the green, you have priority. If you all miss the green, and it's just straight nearest the pin. And believe it or not, the two boys that were bunkered went through to the playoff. But for Nick Thomas, he qualifies for the World Championship final. Same story for Alan Seddon. So it's Perry and Riley who are bunkered in the nearest the pin. They make it through to the playoff against Blackford and Shepherd. There are your four. Seddon, Thomas, Marks, Emerton, Kay and Mullins will go through to the World Championship final. We will find out the champion of Derbyshire when we come back after the break. 4 men, 3 holes, 1 champion.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
We're back at the Breadsall Priory to try and find out who will be the champion of Derbyshire in the 2014 Trilby Tour. That architectural feature there is called a ha-ha, but there is nothing funny about winning a Trilby Tour event. Let's get straight to the first tee. And there was great weather all day long, but at the playoff time, the clouds started to gather and the breeze picked up and made life very tricky for these players.
The top scorer on the day was Craig Blackford.
My name's Craig Blackford, age 44, a member at Redditch Kingfisher Golf Club, handicap 8. Beautiful track, beautiful, really nice. One of the better tracks around here, I thought. It's small, you just got to plot your way around. There's some fiddly little holes. You know, you're on slopes, you never got a level lie. And it's just, as I say, it's so hard to hold a green going in, even the sandwich. So it's all down to chipping and putting. I'll be all over the shop out there when these cameras are following me around. Yeah, I'll probably come last by a long way. So, but then again, you got to try.
And try he might. Driver for Blackford. So the 3 holes being the first, the third and the 18th. 2 par 4s and a par 5. No one getting shots at the first and the last, but at the third, it'll be Steve Shepherd and Jeremy Perry that will have the advantage.
Hi, my name's Steve Shepherd, handicaps 9, Lichfield Golf and Country Club, and I'm 53 years old. Brilliant, yeah, the weather's been great, the course is fantastic, greens were really slick, really enjoyed it. You know, I'm pleased to have got as far as I have. And it's just been a great day. I always say, like, a bad game of golf's better than a good day at work, but it's been the other way around today, so I'm well happy.
Again, driver for Steve. Oh, it's low and left. It's a knuckle duster. That is called very polite applause.
Next to the tee, Mr. Jeremy Perry.
Hi, my name's Jez Perry. I'm 45. I play at Rotary Park Golf Club. The driving was straight. That helped. I stayed on the fairways, semi-rough, and the putting could have been better, but everything else was fine. Yeah, enjoyed it. The 18th I struggled with a bit, but yeah, I'll know what not to do this time round.
It's only 319 yards this first hole. Shouts of great drive and encouragement. This one right.
And finally to the tee, Mr. Adam Riley.
Hi, my name's Adam Riley. I'm 30 years old. I play at Pipe Hayes Golf Course, and when I'm off 7. Day was good. First hole, skied a tee shot. Everyone was watching. I was shaking. My legs and my heart were going. I thought I was going to collapse. I managed to get a 5. Played solid, and NR'd on the 18th. So all in all, 17 holes are good. 18th was rubbish.
It'll need to be good in the playoff, that's for sure. Driver. And they like it. It's a straighter line. And a good firm bounce, and well, that one careering down the fairway. And it'll run and run and run. What a lovely start. So they're off, they're underway. We're 3 holes from finding out who will be the champion. Steve Shepherd from the left-hand rough. Not a bad lie. Just got to be careful this doesn't come out too quick. And it's a low one. Trying to run it on. Adam Riley second from the fairway. Perfect position this. High into the sky. And long. That's adrenaline. That's just being pumped up. Can't believe that. Blackford trying to make good contact with a wedge. And rather too good. That's the problem. You don't want to be coming from the rough and get flyers. So nobody on board in 2. Maybe it's going to be Jeremy Perry who's going to do the business. Little flick up in the air for Jez. He's trying to scramble onto the front. Just about has done. He'll take that if it stays. At the Breadsall Priory, nothing stays. It's always rolling and moving. Now, what about young Shepherd? Got to flop this up and get it to stop if you can. He's played a very nice pitch shot. Every chance of making his saving par 4 at the first. Remember, 4 men, 3 holes, 1 champion. Perry second, rolled off the green in the end, choosing to putt. Up she comes, over she goes. And on it goes, on and on and on. That may not stay on the green. Clinging, that's all it is, clinging. So he's played 3. Blackford's third. A low chip and run through the rough. Thought he might have played the lob shot there, but had to hit that one a bit harder playing it that way. Adam Riley going the air route. And that's super. That really is very well played indeed. So 2 in with a good chance of making 4. 2 under pressure. Blackford one of them. Not to be, so it's going to be a bogey at the first. So +1 for Craig Blackford. And Jez Perry, who was in the best spot after 2, now has this for his part. And nobody hitting them up the hill hard enough. 1 over par bogey 5 for Jez Perry. This is quick